Hello everybody, I'm Nick, and I know it's been a while. I have been not making videos for quite some time, but that is for very good reason. I noticed in late December, especially after the cancellation of try.net, which in case you don't know what that is, it was this project that Microsoft had made that allows you to interactively run .net on the browser, so you'd have something like this. And it was amazing because you can just go to the tutorials of C#, as you can see here, and then start learning and doing and learning. And even though the experience was not great, the fact that we had that meant anyone could link to a free resource on how to learn C#. You could do the exercises, and it was a decent experience. But that, as you can see over here, was archived because Microsoft wants to sell you GitHub with code spaces and Visual Studio Code and the C# dev kit. They gave some bullshit reasons as to why they cancelled it, and that's now archived. It's done, it's gone. And if you go to any of the tutorials now, they do not look great. Like now you can just go and copy the code and that is it. Anything that was using that now is just copy. So I set that with a clear mission: make the best possible free experience for learning C#. And I finally have it out and I want to share it with you. So what I have here is a brand new Dometrain course, but as you can see, free lifetime access. You don't pay anything, you just sign up for free. This will stay free. I do recommend you sign up to give this a go, but there's nothing here for me other than, of course, you register on the platform. But do not worry, our sales team is briefed to not reach out to you for marketing purposes or sales. So you don't have to worry about all that stuff. And this is how it looks. When you go to the take course page for this course, you're going to see a tutorial like this showcasing you around. So I'm going to do that as well. As you can see, we have, in fact, let me just stop this. We have 21 hours worth of content here and more than 221 interactive lessons on the browser. This is extremely useful. You can say that AI will take our jobs or all our code, we're going to be written by AI, and that might be true, but you need to know what to approve. You need to know C#. You need to know what good C# looks like, so you can discard the bad, unsecure stuff or the low quality stuff and keep the ones you need. So this is a must know in my opinion. If I just reset the tutorial to show you around, here you'll have your instructions, so you'll be able to see what you're supposed to do. We do have translations for around 10 languages based on popularity. So if you click on that drop down, you will see those languages and the instructions will be translated. Then we have an interactive code editor. I will show this in a second. Then we have the multiple file support. You can create new tabs if you want to have multiple C# files. You can go and then run your code. You can see your tests failing or passing. You can see hints down here in case you need a bit of help. And then you can submit your code to the cloud. Few more things. You have some settings to help with font sizes, word wrapping, line numbers, all of those different things like keyboard shortcuts, view change diffs, code history and stuff like that. Then we also built an in-house, in-trained model AI assistant, which is completely optional, but it is designed to help you solve the solution, not to solve it for you. It will never give you the answer. It's free again to use for everyone who gets this course for free. I'm not paywalling it. I'm still trying to see how much it will cost at scale, but for now it's all fine. And then we have a feedback button, which if something doesn't work, because this is still in beta, then please file a report and I will fix it. So that's all we have, just to show you the translation feature in case you want to see any of the other languages. Let's say if you want in Spanish, it will just automatically translate everything that it should translate. So let's just do an exercise to see how this would work. You start with basic usage saying, hey, let's start writing in the console straight away. Hello world. This is how we display text in the console. Each call prints into one line. And if you go and see, it will have an explanation for anything you will need to use to take the exercise. Now, the code editor, in my opinion, is the beacon of all this because I tested it with so many people to make sure it is as good of an experience as possible. This is the most C# in browser editor anywhere. I haven't found any other one that is better. If you find one, link it to me and I will improve this one too. But I couldn't. Then I tried many of them and they're rough. The tech behind this is very interesting. If you want to know more about it, I could make a video because everything here has so much tech behind this. Is the reason why this took a long time, but it's finally here. So as you can see, the expected output is Alex in blue. So the idea would be that you start using the console, and as you can see, full IntelliSense, you can hover over things and see the class behind it. So this is a string. I have quick fixes. So if you want to use var instead of string, whenever you get to the var lesson, then you can do it, and vice versa. Like I said, you can have multiple files. So I can have a test file here. And if you want to create a public class and have something referred to the main project, you can. And I'm going to just say WriteLine name and then console.WriteLine favorite color. That's how you would solve this. So I can run the test, and as you can see, I see it in the console, I see the test passing, I see the test cases, the actual and the expected, and then I can go ahead and submit it, and then I can move to the next thing. A few things I want to show you that are really, really interesting in this. The first one is that you can toggle the AI editor, as you can see over here, and it gives you a few hints. Now, if I run this code and the code doesn't run, it fails, as you can see, because it did not print what it should, you have a few hints like explain this failure, or give me a hint, or review my code. It will never give you the answer. But if you say explain this failure, it will send all that as a context and will immediately reply on, hey, it looks like you're testing this output, but your code producing an empty string. This usually means yada, yada, yada. So it takes all that context to try and explain why this happened. You can also say, hey, give me a hint, and it will go ahead and say, hey, this exercise asks you to combine this and this to create specific greeting. Remember, console.write prints text without moving to the next line, while console. So it will try to guide you towards the answer. So if you feel stuck, you don't have to send a support email. You can go ahead and just use Dometrain, and it will help you. It is fully context aware. Of course, it will make mistakes. It is AI, but I am really trying to make this as good as possible, so your feedback is much appreciated. A few cool things here that I haven't really seen anywhere else. Obviously, we have a console, even though there's no real console, so you have a virtual console that does work here. Another thing I want to show you, and I'm using my cheeky paste solution button over here, which you will not have in your version. We never give you the solution. You actually have to do it yourself. But as you can see, if I say read line and I get the name, I'm going to print the name, but where's the console? How are you going to read line? Well, if you run this, there's a console here, which you can then go ahead and type. So if I say Nick, this will fail because it said it needs Alice, but it returned Nick. And I can go ahead and do it again. And this time I'm going to say Alice, and the test now will pass. So you have things working that normally you wouldn't have working. This is all running on the client, by the way. So this never actually runs on the server. It's using some really, really smart tech behind the scenes to support everything here. A few other things I want to show you just to see how far it goes. You have things like file IO. So you can actually write in files. It doesn't really write anywhere. Again, virtual file system that I have implemented for this. But if you need to read from a file or write into a file to make the tests pass, we support that. HTTP requests. We have a virtual HTTP client that's fully transparent to you. So if you need to create a test about HTTP clients, something like this, and then call something to get a string, this will work without actually firing a request anywhere else. We are rerouting all that so we can teach you HTTP client requests, as well as modern features from C# 13, 14. This is running latest .NET 10 and C# 14, by the way. So things like the fill keyword will be here. You can go ahead and use that and learn how the fill keyword works, and this will all work. It's really, really cool stuff. I really want to make this better. So if you think that the order in which the lessons are in, or if something should be explained before another, please leave a comment or email me personally. Once you're in the platform, you will know how to email me. Or if you think an exercise is not good enough, a description is not good enough, and we should make it better, please use the feedback button. All of your context of the exercise is automatically captured. So just tell me what you want me to do, and I will address that. Again, the tech behind this is pretty insane, but I think it had to be done because I see so many people picking up .NET with AI without knowing what's going on behind the scenes. You will never know what to validate from that output if you don't know the language itself. So this is extremely important. And this is the first of many. I've already built TypeScript, JavaScript editors, and a fully working Postgres version of this. So expect way, way more stuff here. Many great things are coming in 2026 for Dometrain. So I really want to know your thoughts. I find this extremely cool. What do you think? Well, that's all I had for you for this video. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, keep coding.